This is your daily market recap for Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Tuesday, May 24th, 2022. Let's get into it. As always, start off in the Discord room, discussing a lot of things today. A lot of action in the oil market that we're watching. Lots of, I guess, gamemanship with Fed Powell speaking. A lot of interesting action as we speak. Keep in mind the markets are in volatile times because of the uncertainty of the future. These times should be understood. However, they cannot be predicted intraday very well. That's the biggest weakness I always struggle with, is I have a thesis of something that I know will probably work out in time. It's just the in-between, waiting, letting the play out, essentially. And that can be pretty difficult. Today had a frustration level, I would say, a little higher than normal because of the action for Tuesday, being turnaround Tuesday, but maybe the markets are waiting for the Fed's minutes tomorrow. It's hard to know for sure. Again, I mean, could you have end-of-month markup for certain things? Absolutely. Keep in mind, right now, like, the market is playing this game of chicken. It's putting people in a position to feel like they need to go all in. They need to pick bottoms. They need to pick tops. It's very emotional. So use your emotional intelligence to kind of gauge what you need to do and what you shouldn't do. However, if you are looking for more guidance, stop by the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Please stick around. There's going to be a lot of interesting talk in this video. I promise you that. I am fired up. Bitcoin. Bleh. Whatever. Going nowhere. We talked about head and shoulders top, chop. It could be choppy, or it's about to fail. You pray it's this, but sometimes there's no, like, you don't get a second chance kind of thing. Like, this action to me looks like it's ready to blow out. Let me see if I can do something real quick. Ronald Acuna, PSA 10. Let's do another trading view. Not Dead Deeds. That's my old account that got removed from their service. They did not like me because I seem to be helping people out. Yeah, crude oil. All right. As you can see, I'm going to start pulling this on the recap daily. I apologize, I'm doing it on the fly, but it is literally just after 2 o'clock, and I think it's just do it. What do you see? What do you see? I think it's pretty obvious what you see on the 15-minute. I apologize, so slow, doing this on the fly. Watching this action, I mean, you can see there's clearly like a head and shoulders forming. If you check out the daily, wow, thanks TradingView. That's exactly what I wanted to see. No, just kidding. Look, hey, it's got some of my old notes on there. Sick. Take out the 66 area. Game on. Boom. Why is it fluttering like that? That's so annoying. Hopefully you had a solid day. Trying to stay safe. Again, I want to talk about the oil futures because I think people need to see what's going on. So we talked about this in the oil room. Why is it not showing volume at the bottom? Anyway, this is why I hate TradingView. If you look at this action, we talked about this. At the lows in April 2020, you had unlimited buyers of oil down there, meaning the market maker had to absorb the action. Notice what's happened. At the highs, they unloaded. Now, we'll get into USO, but remember that thought process. We'll talk about it further in the video because we spent about an hour today talking in the Discord room about the potential for the oil short. Keep in mind, again, little head and shoulders on the 15 minutes. Look at the lower highs. I mean, everybody loves oil, but what do you guys notice? Man, what is going on? What are you guys noticing if you're paying attention? Retail's piling in, loves it. Everybody loves oil, right? The price action isn't making new highs. That's the red flag I would warn people. Let's get into the charts. We'll come back to oil again. TLT. Talked about this earlier in the day. Said the 120 area, probably resistance, an old fib here, and it hit it backed off it. You really need to get over the 119, 120 to have any higher highs, because again, it's really hard to see V bottoms in bond market. What you typically see is choppy tops or a blowout. Like you see this chop and then a blowout pop and fail. You had a fail and then a retest. It's one of those things where, again, it can take weeks. That's what's so hard about trading and swing trading. You know, as soon as you feel comfortable taking a trade, trying to pick the bottom, you have to be aware it could come back and test. That's why oil, to me, is like the obvious short. It's had its opportunities to test, chop, play games, wipe people out. The dollar, all right, back testing the old channel. Looks like it. Now, again, I believe the dollar is going to get much more bullish, but it doesn't go up in a straight line. But you can typically see here, and this obviously looks bearish, right? You would say, damn, that looks bearish. All right, if you're channeling up, right? Channeling up this candle, that was honest. That was the COVID. Like, that was kind of a wild day. Let's talk about it. What now? Breaking out after consolidating monster chop. Holding above the 27s, we talked about it, is the key. As of right now, we are. So, is it a back test before it breaks out? That's my warning. That would my thinking. Because again, a lot of people are getting bullish gold and silver. I'm like, guys, I've never seen a gold like a silver bottom with everybody just high-fiving. Like, that was so easy. Easiest bottom in the world. It's usually a bottom of tears, a bucket of tears, whatever you want to call it, where people are just like, I give up. This is so annoying. What the hell is going on? VIX compressing. Not really much to say other than watch. Gets over the 20-day. SPY could get burned. Today, again, really a nothing day. However, you made a lower low, but you did pop back and close back at the near the highs. It's a need another candle day, which maybe that's not what someone wants to hear. Same thing with the Qs. I mean, we talk about the monthlies continuously. We've broken the 20-month. The Qs are not in a bull market, friends. Just be aware. Let's not get in. Again, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, watch yesterday's video. I usually go into it every day, but it's like a broken record of why I'm bearish. And it's not because of anything other than the charts. And also, too, keep in mind, like, the dumbest money I know, and again, I apologize if you're one of those people who are buying stocks down here. Again, I don't think I've said this multiple times. Like, I don't think there's, it can pop. Like, the actual market. I think oil will drop, and that could put market higher. But again, you're buying in a bear market. If you don't think it's a bear market, then you don't know the rules of the game. IWM back at the 2018, 2020 highs, just holding tight. Again, you go from 244 down to the ones. Notice how this is what kind of happens. You chop. You don't just go down in a straight line. It's literally the opposite of a bull market. If you notice, bull markets are nice and slow and they go up. Now in a bear market, you go nice and slow down, and the up moves are violent. And in a bull market, guess what? The violent moves are down, right? Real quick, and then it pops back slowly. Gold. Man, a lot of people. I mean, I'm amazed how many people are just like, you got to buy gold. You got to buy gold. The world's ending. You got to buy. No, when the world ending, nothing is safe. Everything gets sold because people liquidate. Like, that's what I've tried to warn people. Again, I shorted at the 20-day. I covered yesterday. It was a small L. You know what? Whatever. I'll take it. Not the end of the world. I'll take losses. But again, look at the volume at the lows. There's nothing there. I mean, even down here, I mean, this was a hard one because this was like the December window dressing, end of year tax selling. Volume wasn't great, but at least that was the bottom to test the levels. If everybody, again, the market maker unloaded to you if you bought on the Ukraine news, right? There's no liquidity down here. There's not a liquidity event to buy back their shorts or to buy what I would say the capitulation. People don't realize, like, go look at, we'll do this for fun. Let's go look at 2020's bottom, right? Go look at 2020's bottom. Notice you had tons of volume at the highs. The market maker capitulated, right? They sold out to smart money that thought COVID was going to create the end of the world. Look at the volumes up here. Then you had the liquidity event where everybody freaked the fuck out. Then you bought them. They closed their shorts. You're not seeing that action. Let me just go boom and then right back. You're not seeing that action in gold. Now, again, yeah, it's come off the highs pretty hard. Now, no one's going to deny that it should bounce. Like, that's not the question here. I've said that 500 million times. It's whether you buy the bounce and you trust it. If you buy the bounce and you trust it, you're ignoring the past. Same thing with silver. Love it long term. Look at the volume. Capitulation, blowout, sell, market maker sells, get a retest, fail. Market maker's not supporting silver. They're letting it float up. We've talked about this a dozen times. The best times are these look below, smash, then rise. Smash, then rise. Blow off short. Where are we at now? We're kind of in no man's land. I just don't think it's enough smash, in my opinion. And again, that might sound like I'm a traitor to the bull thesis long term. No, 20-day, not surprised. You're up there. Could it go maybe fill this gap at 2068? Yeah, but again, you just can't. Trading this stuff so long and seeing so many painful, frustrating moves in the gold and in the metals, I don't trust when everybody's holding hands and singing Kumbaya, time to buy gold. Nah, it never works out. Like, it doesn't work out. That's not how the market makers blow out, put in a bottom. GDX, 20-day, 200-day, when it crosses, probably going to fail. GDXJ at the 20-day. Nice. I mean, again, like, that's cool. I mean, maybe it backtest this channel. There's a lot of potential up here for where it could fail. Would I be, again, shorting? I mean, I think you could. I just would rather wait for the next smash. That to me seems more obvious. Now, shorting up again, because there's not much downside potentially, and people say, "Oh, if you're holding for the long run," it's like, you know what? I used to rationalize that on some older trades, like, "Hey, long run it'll be in my favor," but then you realize once you take a monster loss in the long term didn't play in your favor, and you ultimately are wiped out of trading. And I've been wiped out before, and it didn't feel right, and it made me realize, like, there's no guarantee for trading. Because again, when you lose like 80-90% of your account, you learn something. You go, you know what? Maybe that doesn't work. You don't believe in certainty of the future. You say, you know what? The trade works or it doesn't. It really is what it is. All right, 200-day, AEM. Again, we like this stock, but I want to see it back near the mid 40s. We talked about this. Maybe it does this kind of bullshit where this is like a head and shoulders top and it blows right back down to 33. That would be awesome. That would literally be awesome. NFGC, we talked about selling this up at 6. We bought it way too high. It came back, and I just said to myself, I'm like, what are you doing? You bought 500 shares. That was stupid. Sell it, popped. Again, I'll take it at 5, maybe even 3. What is typically next? PAAS. I always forget PAAS sometimes. Same thing. I mean, this is purgatory. Now, again, if you played this, cool. Shorted, cool. But this action, run. Because, again, I think it's going to take a run after the range lows. That's my guess. X, we literally keep telling people, please do not buy the stock. It's going nowhere fast. We sold it up at the 200 month. Now you're back at the 20 month, which was a good buying opportunity here, as you can tell. But what's now the difference? The market's in a bear market near term. It needs to capitulate. Now, again, if it can hold tight at the 20s, yeah, I think you can start nibbling at it. But again, you can't trust the market to go higher and take names with it if the market isn't going higher. And meaning the market looks bearish. Nothing's safe. Now, again, there can be outliers and there can be, well, damn, this stock went up and this. Hey, you're swimming against the tide and you're working really hard to make money. So if you want to do that, you go right ahead. I'm just going to do what seems easy, which would be wait for these to fail, drop, and short certain things. I mean, it's really that simple. VALE, cool, 100-day, doji, and then test back. We'll see what happens. CCJ, I mean, I swear to God, the uranium guys are probably I feel like they've taken over and put AMC, GameStop, and a few of these folks in their basket that again, I'm not going to say these people are losers, but I'd call them gamblers. And you know what happens to gamblers in the market? They get murdered. The market eventually takes all of their money. I like this company for the long run. I mean, again, everywhere you go, like the information bullet. Oh gosh, everything's so bullish, right? Everything is so bullish. Well, what's the problem? The action isn't following through like they're not. I wouldn't say promising, because I think they have good intentions. But what did we talk about at the highs? This was old resistance. Check the monthly. Oh. It was range lows, range highs, fail points. Again, major resistance. It failed. We called that up there if you were paying attention. I mean, I like the long term of this. And people say, oh, you just got to buy it. And it's like, what if the long term we find a solution other than nuclear? Now, again, these are all what ifs, and I hate playing the what if game. But what if you're just wrong? What if something happens to CCJ? What if something happens to the uranium stock you buy and you just hold it and it goes lower? No, I don't want to be that guy or gal. Like, it just, no. Wait for it to pull back. Arrow. Ooh, we gotta zoom in. I like this stock back at the trend line. I mean, it literally hit it and bounced. I kind of regret it. I mean, that's a nice move, 20% up to the 20-day. But again, I'm just leaving them alone. Mosaic, I mean, CF, I mean, all the agriculture names. What do we say? The 50-day, now you're at the channel low. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. CF. What do you think? Looks like a head and shoulders top. Again, these are names we love on pullbacks. Names we continue to short on pops or think that you should. AMD, this thing is absolutely done. Commodity bull market is over. I've warned you guys, you were below the 20-month for the first time since when? This thing went nowhere for years. I still remember this thing. Ugh, purgatory. I can't wait for the people. No, you know what? I don't want to wish negative on. I feel bad for the people who are going to buy AMD at low prices and think it's going to go somewhere. And then it just does this. It goes, I mean, you can't even see the candles. It just flatlines and it dies. And what it's done during bull markets is it spikes and it fails. And then it spikes and it fails. And then it super spikes and it fails. Is what it is. Apple. Hey, Dan, Apple is the best of breed. They have a buyback. They got a great dividend. Okay. We talked about shorting up here. Still holding a little bit left. I took off some to add to my oil shorts. We'll get into that near shortly. I mean, I don't want to say like you people, meaning I'm trying to be condescending, but I'm just trying to make people realize like this is a nice smooth bull trend and this is a blow off. Then it's oh wow, even more. I mean, this is a mega cap company that was pricing in the future perfection. Now you're below the 20-month. You got to be super worried if you're a bull on Apple. Facebook, again, snaps, numbers, whatever. We talked about it, couldn't go anywhere, even as the market was chopping. I mean, you have to look, you have to zoom out. Like, this is a broken stock. Look what it's done. Channel up, at the end, flop, big gap down. Like, it's done. The stock is not something you need to put in your portfolio and hold on to. I mean, I say it over and over, but people won't listen. Roblox, I like this down here. We talked about it being a buyout target. You had the volume. Now you're coming back. All right. Well, watch what happens in the low 20s again. Tesla. I mean, I sound like a broken record for tech, but people don't listen. I'm like, just leave it alone. The best money was this channel breakout parabolic move. Check the monthly and you go, holy crap. I really am chasing this. And I go, yeah, you really are. Well, what about the long run? I don't know. Here's the example of let's rationalizing something holding for the long run and hope you're right. Because if you're not, you are literally going to take a catastrophic hit to your account that might wipe you out. Or you're going to take a monster loss that you're never going to really, like, it's going to mess with your psyche in trading forever. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. EXPI. Fundamentals are amazing. I know employees who are buying up in the 80s, 70s, 90s, 60s, 30s, 40s, whatever. You're at $12. Oh, the fundamentals are amazing. How do you know? Well, I work here. I'm familiar with this business. I wouldn't say I work for them. It's more of a remote business. Look at the stock. Oh, but I'm gonna hold on to it forever. No, that's just not how it works, y'all. It's just not how it works. It's funny how you do a split literally at the highs. I always tell people beware of splits at the highs, because that's when they usually are. UTHR. I'm gonna again pat myself on the back for being right. What did Dan say? This company is gonna get bought out sometime. It's acting really well in a bear market. Holy crap! And then it goes higher. No one's gonna say anything to me about this one other than me knowing that I know what I'm looking for, and I congratulate myself because I know people who bought it are thanking me for telling them to hold on to it. USO. Let's get into this. Holy crap. All right. Folks, we're going to do a little VPA example. Grab some coffee, hit pause. This is why we are ultimately shorting oil. And if you can't understand this, hey, that's fine. You need to see how the market maker works. All right. We're going to go back to oil, and we're going to use USO to when? Where is 2020? Here we go. The market maker takes the other side of the bets. We not agree. When a market is unstable, panicking, somebody has to be the provider of liquidity. That's what the market maker's ultimate final job is. The market maker in USO. Look at these volumes. How much? What is that? Wow, 110 million shares. I can't even. Is that what? Is that 11? Doesn't matter. It did a reverse split. Hence why the volume will be lower. It'll never be the same. It's 1/8. So if it was 11 billion or whatever, it's going to be 1/8 of that. So let's just, again, let's not get focused on the semantics. That was a trick question because I forgot it did reverse splits. It says right there, 1/8. What do we know? The market maker had to absorb oil when the futures went negative. People were freaking out. The end of the world. Electric cars were going to take over. The future of oil was over. Literally. All right. Market maker absorbed all that, right? We get that. Let's go to now. Oil. We're running out of oil. The world is done without oil. We need oil. We need oil. There's shortages. There's end of the world. The opposite way. What do we notice? The market makers need liquidity to close monster positions. Was the Ukraine event a liquidity moment? If you say no, then you are lying to yourself. It absolutely was. Notice what happened. It ran up. Look at this doji. Who do you think had the stopping power to stop the ultimate panic rush into oil? Just like they had the ability to absorb the lows. You guessed it. It's the market maker. That's their job. They had unlimited inventory from the lows. What are they doing now? They're unloading it. And people say, whoa. Dan, are you reading the news? Yeah, I'm reading the news, and I don't see higher highs in oil. Now, again, USO is an ETF that tracks oil. It's not perfect. But for this example, I want to use this. Chop, 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 chop. Now what? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, doji. Well, Dan, the volume's dying off. That says it's probably going to get marked up later. You really think so? If for the last 2 years, oil market makers have been able to unload oil on the way up. This was the capitulation moment. This was their, we got it. We're gone. We're selling. We're done. Now news pump. They have to distribute, right? They have, again, it's not a one-day event for the market makers typically, unless you get really crazy price extremes, which I would argue that was a pretty solid extreme. Every day, the news is bullish on oil. Have you seen do you know an oil bear other than me? Is there anybody else out there talking about oil going lower? Think about it. Price isn't making new highs. What do we warn people of in markets? Like, what are trigger words that you should pay attention to? New normal, right? Those what's a new normal? I don't know. That's what they rationalize for insanity. I mean, that's what they said with Tesla at the highs. Trend breaker, revolutionary, future, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, how do you, with oil, what, huh? Oil's the future? Okay, well, got it. It never really was the past or the future. It's always been an important input product since late 1800s. So I don't know, let's not really focus on that. Well, what's the next thing? Safe. It's safe. Oil is safe. Oil is safe. Okay, oil is, all right. Oil is safe now? When did oil become safe? At the highs. Ah, that's right. It became a safety trade at the highs. Look at the market. It's going to tank. So oil is now safe. These are all trigger words that if you can apply them to any specific bull trend that was blowing off, think about Tesla. Remember when the market, I mean, again, like, let's not, I hate to bounce around, but this is my recap. I'm going to do it. At the highs, what was the safe trade? It was like, you got to buy Tesla. It's going to 5,000. I mean, I heard this over and over and over again. This is the only safe trade for the long term. They've got the electric car market. They got Elon Musk. They've got everything going for them. Now think about oil. It's the safe trade. The market is now turned bearish. Shall we not agree? It's the safe place to be. Okay. When someone tells you, when the market news, like, think about who sells the news and the idiots that buy these narratives. Oil is safe. Is oil really safe? Is there no such thing as demand destruction? I mean, literally go to a gas station and see all the $5 and $10 purchases at the gas station. Like, people just stop filling up. People stop driving. They stop traveling. Business blow. I mean, again, I know this is a random thing, but strip clubs are empty. Sporting events, people aren't going to them. People are not planning on driving vacations. Look at Airbnb stock. It's showing you very clearly that people are not going to be traveling. Because why? $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 gasoline prices are prohibitive to your action. I mean, it really starts hitting people in the wallet. And so what happens? It's called demand destruction. Now it takes time, right? It doesn't flip overnight. Because again, the market needs to confirm it. Well, what do you see everywhere? Like, pull up Abercrombie & Fitch. I know this today, like, down 30%. Snapchat down 20%. Maybe 30%. Stock starting to actually crumble. Like, even the home builders are down 3, 4, 5%. What is the signal that you're ignoring to believe that this is going to be somehow safe? Well, let's go back in the time machine. I remember in 2008 very clearly. Oil is safe, guys. The Saudis have are going to stop pumping. OPEC is in control. We're running out of oil. Like, literally, that was the narrative 2008. Like, there's no more oil. Peak oil, meaning like peak supply. So price will now have to just go to 150, 300. I mean, somewhere between $200 and $300. This was at 150. Same kind of rationale. It was safe. And this was 2008. Before what? No, it wasn't safe. This kind of narrative is absolute trash that gets you thinking and questioning the reality of what's safe and what's not. Because again, the market maker is trying to take your money. They're not trying to give you money. Your broker is a facilitator of gambling. He wants, again, like the bookie, here, we'll gladly take your bets. We hope you lose. That's the goal. So now that we've gone through this rant on the USO, what do you see here? It's just a chop top versus a V top. But the narratives in the way the news is presenting what's going on is what? It's all the same. Hey, let's, BlackRock's coming out with this new oil leveraged buying ETF. It's like, who are they selling that to again? Smart money or dumb money? Just, again, know who you are. ExxonMobil started shorting this in 94 yesterday. Did a little more today at 94. Not excited because, again, it didn't turn over. I hate day trading and watching the markets because it makes you real emotional, like you need to be right now. What do you notice about the 95 area on ExxonMobil? Straight line move up is going to find people who've been holding for a long time. And if they really think that oil is not in the future of the world for electric cars, which, I mean, again, who knows what the real price should be? They're going to be selling up here. I mean, that's just what seems logical to me. It'll end it on XOP because this today was down when some of the oil names are up. Again, if oil is so great, keep in mind this thing does chop tops, chop bottoms. If oil's safe, like where, whoa, why are you not wait, come on. Why can't this get to higher highs? I mean, this is the issue that I had with people, and I tried to make this very aware. Market maker was buying USO or sorry, XOP down in the 20s and 30s. Here's the Ukraine event, and you go, well, Dan, it went higher. Yeah, it went higher with the market. Again, we weren't shorting before this. Keep this in mind. I put out a video on April 20th. Look what happened. Boom. Lower highs. Literally, go look at my channel, April 20th. We talked about commodities getting crushed at some point. Well, Dan, it's taken time. Like, this is you're wrong. You're wrong. Am I wrong? Or is it just playing out as it sometimes does? Choppy top. I would argue. Lower high, potentially lower high. Here's the floor. Everything else between it's noise. If you can short up here, you take it. You absolutely take it with tight stops. Now, again, if you don't know how to swing trade and you can't be patient, I get it. I don't have the best patience in the world sometimes. I like to be right. This trade seems obvious to me. If you can't see that, that's fine. The market maker is going to make you believe what? Right before the trend changes. I mean, I'll remind people. I mean, if you don't remember the narrative in the news in 2020 during COVID, oil is done. Electric cars are the future. All these stupid narratives at the lows that made no sense. And again, they didn't get pumping on that narrative until when? Until the lows. Now you have the reverse narrative since what? The Ukraine action, right? Here's the last 3 months. Oil is only going higher. Oil is a security issue. Oil is this. Oil is that. Oil. And then the price action starting to chop. That to you, my friends, should be dangerous because, again, we saw the same type of crap. Like, think about gold and silver. And we'll just end it here. We talked about in April, like this was, a lower high. We failed at the 2011 highs. Well, what's the difference between gold and oil? I mean, isn't there crazy demand for gold right now? Isn't there crazy inflation? Look what still happened. Still got absolutely smashed. And people say, oh, that's the Feds manipulating. Okay, well, guess what? If there's real supply demand kind of issues like they talk about, like it doesn't matter. The price will go to levels that bring in buyers. And if they're aggressively buying, which clearly they're not, it should go higher. I hope this helps because, again, gold's probably looking for a liquidity event before it can start going higher. This is not a liquidity event. This volume is absolute trash. I hope people understand how volume price analysis and understanding how the operators work. Again, stop by the Discord room. The link to the books that you should look at, there's only 2 of them. Just how do operators work and how to understand volume analysis. I mean, it's really, like, again, you want to put up a million indicators, go right ahead. You want to be an Elliott wave guy. You want to try to predict the emotions of the market without watching the volume. Because, again, the volume shows you the emotions. The price action, yes, it can be emotional, but guess what? Volume validates emotions. Blow off. Volume. Retest. Lower volume. All right, I'm here. You know me. Again, I'm not perfect. No one is. Anyone's selling you certainty, run away. Trading is not easy. Timing-wise is difficult. Again, you ultimately pull the trigger on things. You make the decisions. If you can't control your emotions to know that, hey, timing is hard. Swing trading is not easy. I mean, imagine the people who sold up here, or who are buying up here, wrong. People who are buying up here, wrong. Like, that's what the market does. It gets you to do the wrong things before it goes in the direction that makes you really wrong. And we talked about the same for AMD. We said, sorry, folks, goodbye. And not like goodbye. Like, it was probably done. 160. I mean, the stock was a single digit, like penny stock. Goodbye. All right. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Stop by the Discord room. If you want to beef it out, go ahead. People on stock twits and Twitter who love to argue with this stuff. One day you'll realize, because again, you have to see a trade play out on a swing side. It's really hard. It's timing wise. Again, keep in mind, we're shorting in November, December. Go back to the videos, see the stuff. We're also shorting Apple on the pops, AMD on the intermediate pops. Like, market ain't hard. Your emotions make it difficult because, again, you want something right now. I get it. Talk to you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.